Thanks for watching the Council in Brief. I'm Susan Kennedy. We're here with the latest news of the Montgomery County Council. A proposal to park school buses at two controversial Rockville sites has been voted down by the council. The decision comes after lengthy discussion and a public hearing. The county wanted to park 100 buses at the Carver building on Hungerford Drive and another 100 on an empty lot on Westmore Drive. The sites were being considered as part of a plan to leave the current site to make way for new development. Residents from both neighborhoods actively campaigned against both sites, complaining the buses would be too disruptive to their neighborhoods.
Is the fact that it was so close to people's residential homes, especially for Carver. If you stood on the parking lot where the buses were being proposed to be parked, there are townhouses literally right next to the parking lot. For Westmore, the 1000 Westmore, the property itself, you could see it's an industrial property, and you could see it from Goody Drive and 355, the industrial area there. However, you couldn't access it through 355 or Goody Drive. You had to drive through the residential neighborhood of Lincoln Park, where the streets are very narrow, and this would be hundreds of or over 100 buses.
Last week, the council received a letter from County Executive Ike Leggett that leaves out the two sites from the relocation plan, and the council agreed with that directive.
That we don't want any money spent on Carver, and secondly.
For now, the county will leave the buses at the current site on Crabs Branch Way. There are more than 400 buses currently stored on that property. In the meantime, two developers have been chosen to buy the site and other adjacent property for a mixed-use development near the Shady Grove Metro. But there is still no word on where the buses will end up.
This is not a good situation that we've gotten ourselves into, and we just have to continue to work together to see if we can come up with a much better solution and in a much better way. There was many things that we could have done a much better job on, and hopefully we've turned that corner and are going to do a better job in the future.
In other news, transportation officials are making plans to help commuters get where they need to go when Metro begins its Safe Track work. The year-long program has been put in place by Metro to catch up on track maintenance that's been neglected for decades. Work will begin on the Red Line beginning in August, and during that time, the county will be providing free ride-on service during peak travel times.
So our county is partnering with WMATA to make sure that we mitigate the impact of Safe Track. I'm a big supporter of Safe Track. I am a big supporter of this GM. Get this work done. But in the meantime, it causes problems, and so we're going to provide much more bus service, and we're going to be telling people, gee, when we close portions of the line, their green line actually will work. But for August, we ought to be able to manage what we need to do in August, and then in October, we'll deal with October when we get there.
A new bill that's designed to take a holistic approach to dealing with quality of life issues in neighborhoods throughout the county has been introduced to the council. The measure would create a neighborhood action team that would create a plan with recommended actions to deal with blight and other community issues. Recommendations could include increasing enforcement of laws relating to housing maintenance standards, parking, and solid waste disposal.
Every neighborhood in Montgomery County is entitled to the same service from county government, regardless of whether it's East County, West County, Mid County, Up County, Down County. And unfortunately, some neighborhoods feel that they just haven't gotten the attention they deserve, and some of these quality of life issues have reached a very serious point. And so where you have situations like this, our legislation calls for an action team of county agencies to get together and develop a strategy to address a multiplicity of issues, and it creates a structure that can be called upon that I think will be very useful and helpful, and make sure that our taxpayers understand that our government is accountable to them.
Well, that does it for this edition of the Council in Brief. For County Cable Montgomery, I'm Susan Kennedy. Thanks for watching.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.